Stairway to Heaven, released in 1971 on the album Led Zeppelin 4, is one of rock's most iconic and mysterious songs. Written by Robert Plant lyrics and Jimmy Page music, it combines poetic imagery, spiritual symbolism, and musical progression to tell a story that has invited endless interpretation. The story in the lyrics. The song begins with the line, "There's a lady who's sure all that glitters is gold and she's buying a stairway to heaven." This introduces a woman who believes that material wealth, all that glitters, can buy spiritual fulfillment, a stairway to heaven. It's a metaphor for materialism, greed, and the illusion of salvation through possessions, a theme that runs through the song. As the song develops, the narrator reflects on life's choices, spiritual awakening, and moral direction, warning that the path to true enlightenment can't be bought or faked. Spiritual and philosophical themes. At its core, Stairway to Heaven explores the search for meaning and purity in a corrupted world. Many see it as a parable about materialism versus spirituality. The lady tries to buy her way to heaven, but learns that spiritual truth can't be purchased. Choice and self-reflection. The lyrics: yes, there are two paths you can go by, but in the long run there's still time to change the road you're on, suggest redemption and moral choice. Inner transformation. The stairway can symbolize spiritual growth, wisdom, or enlightenment reached through self-discovery rather than wealth. Musical symbolism. The music mirrors the song's spiritual journey. It starts softly with acoustic guitar and recorder, gradually builds through folk and blues influences, and ends in a powerful electric climax, a sonic ascent that mirrors the climb toward heaven or transcendence. Robert Plant's perspective. Robert Plant has said that the lyrics came out of him in a flash and that the song was about a woman getting everything she wanted without giving anything back. He has also admitted that over time, he finds different meanings in it, suggesting it's a living, evolving spiritual metaphor rather than a fixed message. Overall interpretation. Stairway to Heaven can be seen as a reflection on the emptiness of consumerism, the search for spiritual truth, and the hope for redemption and self-awareness. It's both a cautionary tale and a message of hope, reminding listeners that it's never too late to change direction and seek a more meaningful path. Stairway to Heaven line by line meaning. Verse 1. There's a lady who's sure all that glitters is gold, and she's buying a stairway to heaven. Meaning, the lady represents materialism, vanity, or spiritual blindness. She believes that wealth or status, all that glitters, can secure her salvation or happiness, stairway to heaven. Theme: the illusion that spiritual fulfillment can be purchased or earned through material means. When she gets there, she knows, if the stores are all closed, with a word she can get what she came for. Meaning, she's used to privilege and entitlement, believing her influence or charm can bypass natural limits. Symbolism: a critique of consumer culture and arrogance, thinking even heaven operates like a marketplace. Verse 2. Oh. And she's buying a stairway to heaven. Meaning, the repetition adds a dreamlike tone, almost hypnotic, suggesting the song is not literal but visionary, unfolding as a spiritual allegory. Verse 3. There's a sign on the wall, but she wants to be sure. 'Cause sometimes words have two meanings. Meaning, the lady starts to doubt. She sees a sign, a hint of truth or warning, but she's confused by life's ambiguity. Symbolism: words, religion, and guidance can be interpreted in multiple ways. Finding truth requires inner understanding, not blind belief. In a tree by the brook, there's a songbird who sings, sometimes all of our thoughts are misgiven. Meaning, the songbird represents nature's wisdom and purity. It reminds us that doubt misgiven thoughts is part of the human search for meaning. Verse 4. Oh, it makes me wonder. Meaning, the narrator begins to self-reflect, mirroring the listener's own inner questioning. Theme, the entire song is about wonder, curiosity, and awakening. Verse 5. There's a feeling I get when I look to the west, and my spirit is crying for leaving. Meaning, the west often symbolizes sunset, endings, or spiritual decline. The narrator feels a yearning to move beyond the material world, a longing for transcendence. In my thoughts I have seen rings of smoke through the trees, and the voices of those who stand looking. Meaning, mysterious, almost mystical imagery. The rings of smoke could suggest spiritual visions or the remnants of rituals. Symbolism, a reminder of the cyclical nature of life and the presence of unseen wisdom or spirits watching. Verse 6. Oh, it makes me wonder. Meaning, again, introspection deepens. Each repetition of this line represents growing awareness. Verse 7. And it's whispered that soon, if we all call the tune, then the piper will lead us to reason. Meaning, the piper could symbolize a spiritual guide, truth, or divine wisdom, someone or something who leads humanity back to harmony. Theme, collective enlightenment. If people listen to truth, they can find reason and balance. And a new day will dawn for those who stand long, and the forests will echo with laughter. Meaning, a hopeful vision of renewal and harmony with nature, suggesting spiritual awakening and peace are possible. Verse 8. Oh whoa whoa whoa, oh oh. Meaning, wordless expressions of emotion, the singer becomes part of the transcendental flow of the music. Verse 9. If there's a bustle in your hedgerow, don't be alarmed now, it's just a spring clean for the May Queen. Meaning, this is one of the most cryptic lines. Bustle in your hedgerow equals inner turmoil or unexpected change. Spring clean for the May Queen equals renewal, rebirth, or the clearing away of old beliefs to make room for new growth. Symbolism, transformation is natural, don't fear it, it's part of spiritual evolution. Verse 10. Yes, there are two paths you can go by, but in the long run, there's still time to change the road you're on. Meaning, the moral core of the song, free will and redemption. You can choose materialism or spirituality, but it's never too late to change direction. Theme, hope and self-awareness. Verse 11. And it makes me wonder. Meaning, again, reflection and ongoing spiritual questioning that leads to truth. Verse 12. Your head is humming and it won't go, in case you don't know, the piper's calling you to join him. Meaning, the humming represents conscience or intuition, the inner voice calling the listener to spiritual awakening. Symbolism, the piper now calls personally, the divine invitation to enlightenment. Dear lady, can you hear the wind blow, and did you know your stairway lies on the whispering wind? Meaning, the narrator speaks directly to the lady, revealing that her stairway isn't made of gold but of ephemeral things, the wind, spirit, breath. Theme, true ascent is spiritual, not material. Final verse climax. And as we wind on down the road, our shadows taller than our soul. Meaning, as we age and journey through life, our shadow, the weight of our actions, grows heavier than our spiritual purity. Symbolism, the tension between who we are and who we wish to be. There walks a lady we all know, who shines white light and wants to show how everything still turns to gold. Meaning, the lady reappears, perhaps transformed. The white light suggests purification or enlightenment. She's learned that real gold is spiritual truth, not wealth. and if you listen very hard, the tune will come to you at last. When all are one and one is all, to be a rock and not to roll. Meaning, the final revelation. Listen very hard equals inner awareness. When all are one and one is all equals unity with the universe enlightenment. To be a rock and not to roll equals to find spiritual steadiness, wisdom, and integrity. And she's buying a stairway to heaven. Meaning repeated, the phrase now takes on irony and redemption. It's no longer about consumerism but about the journey itself, the attempt to ascend toward truth, even if imperfectly. Summary. Stairway to Heaven is a spiritual allegory about the human journey from ignorance to enlightenment. It moves from illusion, materialism, doubt and questioning, understanding and awakening, unity and peace. It's both a warning against empty material pursuit and a message of hope that wisdom and redemption are within reach for anyone willing to change the road you're on. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share for more content like this.